Hari Om and welcome to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Let us begin with a prayer to the Guru. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, with the grace of our Guru Shri Prabhuji, we are now at the 10th session of this of this Jnanajyothi session. Okay, so today's topic is about all the yogas, the Kriya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga, and a little more about karma, the different types of karma. So we have all the speakers here today. Let us start with, if you're ready, Shailashri ji, can we start with you? Yeah, the rest of us can mute ourselves and Shailashri can unmute.
Okay, Hari Om, I'm Shailashri. Today I'm going to speak on Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma. I'll be taking up all the four, that is Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, Agami Karma, and Kriyamana Karma. All the four I'll be talking about. So, what is this karma? Karma is nothing but the action. Action results in action is something which has a result. So that result is called as a karma phala. So this there are four type of karma phala, that is Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, Agami, and Kriyamana. What is this Sanchita Karma? Sanchita Karma is nothing but our past karmas. It is the storage or the collections, whatever we have done in the past lifetimes. So this is just like a bank deposit, we can say. That means if I have something around 1 lakh today, just an example I'm giving, I have 1 lakh today. So that is the lifetime, whatever I have got collected, I have deposited. Today I might deposit 500. Yes, tomorrow I'll deposit one more 500, and it has come around to 1 lakh. That is the Sanchita Karma, that is the past collections. And now I'm going to borrow some amount from it. So for example, 10,000 rupees I'm going to borrow from that 1 lakh rupees. So that is the Prarabdha Karma. Prarabdha Karma is whatever I'm borrowing from that 1 lakh. See, these karmas, actually what I can say is, yes, this bank deposit, I gave an example. In some point of time, this bank deposit will not give, it might not increase, but this karma, whatever we are doing, it increases. It just keeps on depositing. It is just like a cycle by cycle, it keeps on depositing. But our the bank interest or the deposit, whatever you're having, it might not increase at all. It might be stagnant. It might become stagnant, but this karma doesn't become stagnant. And Kriyamana is the karma, that is karma phala. It is whatever we are doing now, whatever we are creating it now, that is the Kriyamana karma. Agami karma is the future. Whatever we have done now, it gets deposited in the future. That is called as the Agami karma. This that's what once again I can say is Sanchita karma is the past karma. Whatever we borrow is the prarabdha karma. Agami karma is the future karma phala, or that is, sorry, it is a karma phala. And kriyamana is the whatever we are doing now. For example, we can give an example here. That is, for example, if we are going to take our parents, we are we get that inheritance from them, that we just look like them. We have their nose or whatever, and the nature or the diseases what they have, it gets inherited in us. That is, in us means it is in the body, and that inheritance is due to the karma phala. And one more thing is, we have one more here, that is, we would have borrowed one, you would have borrowed one of the karma phalas. That is, see, for example, if our parents are into some other, like if my parent is an engineer or a doctor or whatever, so it is, but I might not be an engineer or a doctor, but I might be an singer. That is the inheritance which I have borrowed. It is the inheritance which I have got in me. And this just a second. The moment in this lifetime, what happens is, life is just a suffering. This is told by Buddha. And the moment of happiness, the moment of happiness, whatever we carry, is more than the that it is not, it is lesser than the unhappiness which we carry. Unhappiness is there within us, that we always show it. The happiness, we never express the happiness. Always we try saying that, oh, today I'm happy. I don't know why. I'm just sad. I don't know why I'm sad. So, and there is some of the other reason sometimes we give. For example, a friend would have fought with me and I'm unhappy at that moment. This life is a suffering. It is told by Buddha, and he gives an example. He realizes that in the past he had 500 lifetimes, and he tells that all the bones, whatever the bones or the backbones, the lifetime we have, that is just like a big huge mountain. And whatever, when we cry, we would have cried over the lifetimes, and that is a ocean, or it is just like a sea, and we cannot, or it is just like a Ganga. So we cannot just imagine what has happened over the lifetimes. That is the karma phala. And this if you have to come out of this suffering, you should not hold on to some things. When you start holding on to the things in life, there is a suffering. What is holding on? Why this holding on, or why there is a suffering in life? We have desires, we have fear. See, fear of losing someone, or fear of I have got a job now, so now at the next moment I'm going to lose it. So I have a fear that I have fear and have just lost that job. So what is the next step I'm going to take? That is the fear we have, and that is the unhappiness we have. We are holding on to an object, that those things we have to leave. This is a changing world, wherein if you try to catch hold of things in this changing world, then there is no change at all. This is a changing world. We have to adapt ourselves and accept the reality, and we have to move forward. If we don't move forward, or if we don't know our true nature, we have to realize ourselves. If we don't come to know our true nature, then we'll start holding for the objects, and we will attain those karmas. That karma phala it will just goes on collecting each and every lifetime. So first we have to realize ourselves, we have to know who we are, that is our true nature, and we have to adapt to the changes in this world. Sorry, ma'am, I have not prepared so well, I think. I don't know. And I don't know how to do my self-assessment, how we have to go through with that.
Can somebody share that on the group?
Okay.
They'll share an evaluation.
I have shared it, Vaniji.
Yeah,
Just
it's
now I have
already
shared.
there. You can open the group and you'll find it.
I'll post it
What
here.
was my timing I have taken?
8 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Simplicity, clarity, fluency. Yeah. Simplicity was there, but clarity, too much of clarity. Starting, I could give it, but at the ending, I was not so clear, or there was no clarity, and fluency also in the ending. I was not able to, probably I might not have prepared well at the ending. And yeah, relevant quotes and scriptures, some of the examples I had given different examples, some were different and some were from the talk which I went through. And time management, yes, it went about 8 minutes. It was not within the time. I had went to Prabhuji's, Guruji's talk. That was the thing. And some of from the Google. Voice modulation, eye contact, voice modulation, a bit was there. Eye contact, yes, I still need to improve in that. And body language, yes, that also. And conference, there was of confidence in the middle. I had lost it, that I have to improve.
Thank you, Shailashri. That was so honest and,
Very authentic.
Authentic.
Very authentic.
Any
Any
questions
questions?
for,
Yeah.
Any questions for Shailashri?
Yeah, Shobana here. How does prarabdha karma influence the present lifetime?
Prarabdha karma influences our present lifetime because we might not know whatever the karma we would have done in our past lifetimes. We never know that. There would have that karma phula would have result that would have it is already there, and that the suffering what we go on, or the happiness whatever we get through from the karma phala, it has an impact on our life, happiness and unhappiness. We might get the happiness also, and we might get the unhappiness also from that karma phala. That is the impact in our life.
Another question
if
is,
if there is unhappiness, there is suffering. Oh, this is our prarabdha karma, so that's why we are suffering. Just say it like that. Oh, when we are happy, oh yeah, this is, we never think of the prarabdha, but we say that, yeah, I'm happy now. So it is like that. It might be our karma phala too. Sometimes we say, but because of our hard efforts, we have got this happiness. We say that. But sometimes it is due to the karma phala too.
okay, thank you. The second question is, how can we understand the prarabdha karma of a jnani and that of an avatara?
I don't know. I cannot answer this question. Someone else can answer, please.
Anyone wants to answer that? Prarabdha of a jnani. Anyone? Any volunteer?
Shobhana herself can also answer.
The jnani still has to enjoy or like go through the prarabdha karma even after he or she realizes the true self. But one with the liberation, the suffering is gone for now. So the body will go through it, and the existence in the physical form is to basically guide the rest of the society from what they have realized the truth.
That's it.
Thank you, Sharananji. And this is Avatara part.
Avatara is no karma at all. It's because that the avatara takes birth not out of prarabdha, but out of own free will, isn't it? Avatara doesn't have any karma. So
Yeah, it is the
manifestation-
collective will of the people. Yes.
it is not
So-
out. It's a divyam. It's a divya janma. So it is not bound by
So,
a regular.
bound by the karmas.
Yeah.
Right.
But however, having said that,
But for Krishna,
Krishna,
they still say the arrow
Yes.
came and hit
it
his.
played out. It played out,
Yes,
because he had a
yes.
body.
Yes.
So yeah, that there was a curse from Gandhari, and then all
Yes.
Natak was happening there. Yeah. Okay,
Thank
the
you.
next speaker, can we move to the next? Oh no, evaluation.
Thank-
PG.
Yeah, so Shailashri was actually part of when we launched Jnanajyothi, we had a demo session, which I think many of you attended. So Shailashri was one of the speakers in the demo session, and she spoke really well. She has her capability is very high. I have seen it. So I think today maybe the preparation was insufficient, like she said. And did you have some trigger points written in front of you, a list?
Yes. Yes.
I want to talk about this.
Yes.
Just a brief list
Yes.
of points. So that, if you refer to that, maybe it would have helped you. Were you able to refer to it?
Yes, I was referring to that.
Okay. So
I was referring to that, but in between, I lost somewhere, I think. So I don't know why it
no,
became
it's
like
okay.
that.
It
Probably.
happens to everybody. Not a big deal. It can happen to anyone. And you've been a little bit out of practice because sessions
Yes.
are not happening that regularly
Yes.
in your group. Now I
Yes.
think you will
Yes,
get over it.
from now on, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So one a good structure would be to define what is prarabdha karma, what are the
Okay.
different kinds of karma first, and then
Okay.
you move on to examples. Then the listener is able to understand more easily.
Okay.
Instead of giving examples side by side, give the structure,
Okay.
the concept, place the concept in front of the audience. Then
Okay.
you start giving examples. It's good you gave a mixture of your own examples and those from
Yes.
Prabhuji.
From this. Yes.
Prabhuji's talk also. However, whether all the examples were appropriate is something also which you need to check a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So, and suffering and happiness are two sides of the same coin that Prabhuji emphasizes very much.
Yes.
When happiness comes also, along with it, suffering will definitely come. Because whatever is giving happiness now will not stay permanently. It is going
Permanently.
to
It is temporary. Right.
So
Yeah, I have written that also.
suffering is already attached to it.
Yes.
So
True.
that would have been an interesting point. Also, doership, since it is we are talking about karma,
Yes,
bringing
doership.
in doership
Right.
is important.
Okay.
Talk. Just a few things, but I'm sure you are going to do a great job in the next. This was also
Sure.
a good attempt, and
Okay.
we look forward to your next talk.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Sure. Prabhuji is giving us the opportunity.
Yeah. So thank you. The next speaker would be Satyavati, and she will be talking on Karma Yoga.
Shall I start?
Yes, Satya.
Hari up to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self, and my salutes to the holy feet of Sadguru, Shri Prabhuji. Few years back, I was standing at a bus stop with my friend, asking her suggestions, what to do next, because I had just then quit my bank job. She was suggesting me some ideas like, okay, you take up some tuitions or join a school to teach, or become a scribe for visually impaired persons. And it will be of help to them. Who knows, there are so many people maybe waiting for your help. But then she also added, whatever you do it as an offering to God. And also, remember, now you may think that you are helping others if you become a scribe to a visually impaired person. But later in life, someday, you will understand that this help is for your own self. Yes, that is Karma Yoga. Doing any work or action with an attitude of selflessness, without attachment, and without of individual conscious 7. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palaheturpur ma te sangostva karmani. Thy right is to work only, but never to its fruits. Let not the fruit of action be thy motive, nor let thy attachment be to inaction. So simple and self-explanatory. Not knowing my true nature, I reach out to the world to do some work or action because I feel limited because of the wrong identification with this body, mind, intellect. So when I do any work, then I get the result, that is fruit of the work or action. It may be good or bad. Then because of that, again, I get attached to that result, and then the cycle of birth and death continues. So, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi. Can I get rid of this cycle of birth and death? Yes. Any work or action will be done through 4 channels: Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Buddhya. Kaya is physically doing something, Vacha, verbally doing something, Manasa, mentally doing something, and Buddhya is intellectually. Whatever work or action I do through Kaya, if I do it as Kaya Yajna, that is offering to God. Whatever work or action I do as Vacha, verbally, I do it as a japa or a mantra or a chanting. And whatever I do as Manasa, that is mental meditation. And whatever I do as intellectual, it is listening to the spiritual talks, reading out the scriptures, getting atmajnana or the atmavichara. So when this is done, then this becomes Karma Yoga. Now, are all these independent? No, there has to be an integration of all these, then only it will lead to Karma Yoga. All of us are driven by the 4 Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, which are the motives of life. And we all have 3 responsibilities: one towards the self, then towards the family, and towards the society. So I have to do something to fulfill these responsibilities. I cannot say, I don't want to do any work. I don't know. I want to just sit idle because I don't want to get attached to the result. I cannot say that. I have to do some work. The work is also called as karma. And as I said earlier, it will lead to the result. It will also form an impression. Doing a work without impression is Karma Yoga. This can be done with attitude of surrenderness. So this purifies the mind, Chitta Shuddhi will happen, and it will prepare me to receive the Atmajnana from a Sadguru. This is what my friend actually referred to me when she said a few years back. Now I actually understand this very clearly now after getting into this Atmajnana path. So how to do this? Now, as I said, we have to do work without attachment. Guruji gives the example, a surgeon wears gloves when he is doing an operation because he doesn't want to get infected by the disease. Same way, you do some work, but don't get attached to the work. Is it so simple and easy? Yes. See, I have to understand that I am not the doer. Everything is done by nature. Nature is taking care of everything. There is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita 3.27. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. All activities are carried out by three modes of material nature, but in ignorance, the soul, deluded by the false identification with the body, thinks of itself as the doer. This is how I have to do. Guruji gives the beautiful example of coffee making also. Who did the coffee? The coffee making, in one cup of coffee making, the entire universe participates. See, I am not the doer in making a coffee, but without me, coffee cannot be done. This should be my attitude. So I have to do work without any attachment. And I have to put a question to myself. Am I at all times engaged with God? Are all my actions done through kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhya in tune with the universal order? This will also help me to know where I stand. And not all the people who do a lot of work are karma yogis. We have had great karma yogis in our land. And to name a few, Swami Vivekananda, who gave the message as, arise, awake, stop not until the goal is reached. And Sri Krishna, the greatest karma yogi. And we have this lady, Salumarada Timmakka, who just planted ample trees across just to benefit people. And we have even Basavanna, who led the life as Kayakave Kailasa. We even have Vinoba Bhave, and to name a few, we have many karma yogis. So let us all lead a life of karma yoga and move to the path of God realization. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Satyavati ji. That was a lovely talk. So how much time did she take, Ashmita?
On dot, Purnima, 7 minutes.
Super. Excellent. Self-evaluation.
Yeah. Simplicity, clarity, fluency, focus, crispness, effective talk structure.
But you could switch off your video.
Originality, I can't say because I have to. Pardon?
You switch off your
pardon?
video.
Switch
The
off
signal
the...
is a bit low, so if you switch off your video, it might help.
What is happening, Maniji?
Signal is low. Signal is low.
We lost your talk also.
Your signal is low.
Oh, the audio was lost.
Yeah, in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, only
okay.
for a
I
little
couldn't
bit,
make it.
but still the video was coming in and out and getting distorted and all.
Oh,
So now
okay,
if you switch off the video, your audio will improve.
Okay. So
Didn't have
the
to disturb the
simplicity,
flow in
clarity, fluency, focus, crispness, effective talk structure, I felt it is good. But originality, when I say I have taken the inputs from sources, relevant quotes from scriptures, I have quoted the 2 Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Then stories, a little bit from a personal experience I could give. Time management, just on dot. Refer to notes, a little bit points I was referring to. Then voice modulation, I was able to do that. Eye contact also. Body language, audience connect, confident delivery. This little bit, I think Gawaniji has to tell me. Okay.
Okay.
Shall I keep my video off?
Yeah, leave it off if you're comfortable.
No, anyway, I have made you also co-host in case my internet drops down.
Okay. So I think who has questions for you? Yashmita herself.
Yeah. Satyavati ji, first question is, like you had also mentioned during the talk, like is leading a dharmic life is what is karma yoga in that sense?
No. Leading a dharmic life, I didn't say that. Leading a dharmic life is not.
Just a question. If is
Okay,
leading a dharmic life also?
Leading a dharmic life is good actually, but when we say karma yoga, it is a selfless service. You know, the offering as everything is offered to the God without attachment to the result.
Okay. Just an add-on question to that, like if we are in tune with the universal order, like is it not participating as karma yoga? Like,
Yeah, it is an added factor or added advantage, definitely. Everything actually is in tune. It is like, as we said, integration. But this attitude of this surrenderness, everything comes for us, I think, through Jnana only. See, a person may be very dharmic, but he may not know through Jnana about this aspect of karma yoga. So a little bit of Jnana would help him to, elevate.
Okay. Clear, Satyavati. Another question is that we saw that prarabdha karma influences the results for all the actions. Like for the karma yoga, when we are doing selfless service, is there any influence of prarabdha karma on that?
No. Prarabdha karma cannot be nullified by any source. So karma yoga will only help me to purify chitta shuddhi and eligible to receive the atmajnana, through which I may get enlightened and liberated at this birth.
Okay. Clear. Thanks a lot, Satyavati.
Thank you.
Vani?
Yeah, excellent talk, Satya. It was good on all counts.
Thank
Clarity,
you.
simplicity, language, fluency, examples, quotes. It was all there, except, and Karma Yoga came through very clearly in the talk. What is Karma Yoga? Only, like last time, perhaps the speed.
See, 1 minute extended, but still speed. Maybe my body, mind works in a speed.
I know. Your customary speed of talking is not that fast, but this hurry to get through all the points.
Yeah. That is sitting in the mind.
Yeah, that will be working. So only the speed is the one thing that I would say has to slow down a little bit.
Okay.
It is excellent.
Yeah, and by the way, I did mention about a friend giving me a suggestion few years back, and I just want to say that that friend is none other than Katyayani.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Jyot Jagao. That's what it is. Yeah. So nice. Okay. So that was a very nice session altogether.
Yes.
So we come to Sharavananji next, and he's going to talk of Bhakti.
Yeah. Hari Om. Yeah, so today we'll talk about Bhakti Yoga. So how did this Bhakti come into picture? Right? So depending on family background, right, one gets introduced to Bhakti, to God at some point in life. And God and Bhakti is like at the core of the society, like acting like a traffic signal to regulate life when understood well. If misunderstood, it also leads to chaos on the other end. Right? So why did it come, or like how did it come? Right. So it starts with the being and each jiva feeling the limitedness in life, and looking to expand, and obviously getting into the sorrows, and like that leads to looking for that higher power. Right, we all came, and like there has to be something that is operating and moving towards the higher power. Right, and was there any pre-qualification like that to get one person to Bhakti, like anything else? Like in case of Karma Yoga, where someone was like they have to go through a guru to be taught on like what is it about, or Jnana Yoga, right? Here in this case, There's no pre-qualification. It's available to all. It's naturally available to all, right? So it's just that the level of bhakti varies. It starts with, praying towards that higher power, asking for things, towards the other extreme where like only seeing that higher power. And I've seen this in my first session with Guruji, where he was talking about this bhakti, and like, as he was talking, there were tears flowing, and I was just listening, and there was no change in me. And looking back, I can see that it's about that feeling. This bhakti yoga is all about feeling. While I was like listening to him and trying to capture what he's talking, that feel factor was not there. And that is the other extreme where I've seen where a bhakti yoga takes to. So how did it come about, right? We all came into this world and going through this failures or limitedness, and trying to figure out how to, and at some point of time trying to figure out how to get out of this. And then looking at God, looking at the higher power, questioning him, how can God create like this? There are so many problems everywhere, natural disasters and this, that, right? But then like what they fail to realize or understand is that there was no, first of all, there was no being alone. The superpower is there in all. It's you don't realize it first, right? And also, even if you don't realize that it's there in all, the higher power did not leave anyone without a way out. And the way out is what we call as moksha. Right? And there are different, and also gave different paths to get out. As like Satyaji talked about karma yoga, right? And we have jnana yoga, raja yoga, and bhakti yoga is one of them. And I would say, like, of all, bhakti yoga is so special that like it's the nature of it, like being available to all. It's just that like when a true bhakta is there, like the power of the bhakti is he's well protected by the higher power itself. And why not? Why will you not have that bhakti yoga? Right? And immediately the next question will be is like, are there any examples of those who walked this path? Right? And immediately the first person or first, like there are many I can remember, and the one is like Narada, right? Always chanting Narayana, Narayana, and he gave us the Bhakti Sutras. Right? The second one is like Hanuman for his Bhakti for Rama. Where like he saw only Rama in everything. Right? And then like Bhakta Prahlada and Gajendra Moksha, where like the elephant devotee just cried, and like on the second cried, God appeared to help. Right? And like this, like there are so many examples to give, so many bhakti stories. Our Puranas are full of them. Right? And it's to show that like it is true, it is real. The higher power is there, and he's there in everyone, in each of you. And it's just that you have to then why are we suffering? And the only thing is, so we are under the delusion of Maya, where like we have forgotten the true nature, and we have forgotten the higher power. Right? All that God wanted is to remember him. Right? And coming to this remembering, the Maya is so powerful that it's very easy to get caught in all the other things. So if you see, our culture introduces a lot of festivals, like even like once a year festival, every month there is a festival to, okay, you are busy with everything else. Okay, on one day, remember this God, remember that God, starting with Ram, like Diwali, Ramanavami, right? Vaikunta Ekadasi, Shivaratri is coming now, right? So to going towards like twice a month with Ekadashi, right? So towards taking to like every meal, you remember him. And what does he say? Like God says that you don't need to give me anything glamorous. Like it's like as Krishna says in Gita, it's patram pushpam palam toyam, right? Just a flower, a fruit, water. That's it. It's just what is that he needs? Only the true love, true devotion. And then he also says that Ananyas Chintayantu Mam Yejana Parivipasate, right? You remember me all the time. You believe in me. I will take care of you in terms of what you have and what you don't have as well. So I don't see like where else I have to go. It is done. He's given it very clearly. And I would say that I would like to end my talk saying that, yeah, that's the way to go. Remember him towards like to the extent like where you become one with him, of like remembering him every minute, every second, right? And like get out of all the ills of life. Okay. I see red. That's the finishing thing.
Perfect timing. Very nice, Sarvananji. Really enjoyed that little talk so much. So you can self-evaluate.
Yeah. Yeah, structure the talk into introduction, body, speech. Yeah, I wanted to introduce the God, Bhakti, and how it came. And then the body of the speech, I wanted to give about the qualification or the levels of Bhakti, and the hidden secret God, the moksha, and different paths. Right? And then like wanted to conclude with how the God also gave all the different ways to get out of the ills, why we forget him. So that's the structure I wanted to come up with. And then day-to-day examples, yeah, it was full of, when I started writing about Bhakti Yoga, it was full of stories only. I listened to the talk, but then like I couldn't stop doing my own stuff, and I ended up writing all by myself, and I was wondering, is it right? Do I have the qualification to put my own stuff and talk? But then I wanted to share today. Okay, so Vedantic metaphors, yeah, the stories, and then I wanted to use Gita. Those two slokas I always remember. It just came. I wanted to end with those two slokas, and stories I used. I wanted to talk more, but I know that I will have trouble finishing it. And incidents from the enlightened masters, yeah, it was Guruji's that first day, first show. And I think I was able to apply it this time when I visited Tirupati, and there was a lot of rush, and this time for some reason I was not focusing on the crowd, the push, and all my classes, whatever I was going through came, and I was just thinking about him, saying that, okay, there are millions of people coming, will his eyes fall on me? It's not about me seeing him, will it fall on me? And I have to say that the moment I saw, at least for that fraction, there was tears in my eyes. I was not trying, but then I felt, okay, there is that connect. So I just wanted to share that one real life example. Yeah, simplicity. Yeah, it's just my own simplicity. Fluency, language skills. I was very comfortable with this topic. It was perfect. Time management, I somehow jammed it. Yeah, voice modulation, eye contact. Yeah, they are all good. I was comfortable, confident. Done.
Very nice. So Vaniji, over to you. Any questions? We don't have the Purva Pakshi allotted to him today. So anyone has questions, please feel free.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sarvananji,
Sure.
can you tell us the relationship between Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga? Is there any relationship?
Yes, we can have a relationship. So Bhakti Yoga is at the end seeing Ishvara in all, and when it comes to Karma Yoga, I can say that like doing the karma, doing for him, and like when I think I am doing, or when it is done, thinking that considering that it was done by him, right? I can put him in everything. And that way I would say that Bhakti Yoga can merge in, and Karma Yoga can merge when you don't see the other. The Karma Yoga, see, the thing is, Karma Yoga is about like, if you think that I am doing, and I'm doing not for myself, right? Still that I am doing part can be there. But then like when I align it with, if I get that feeling I am doing it is for him, and if it is done like I didn't do it, it happened by him, right? And whatever happens, I don't take the benefit out of it, saying that I offer it to him. So that way I can relate. I can see Karma Yoga through Bhakti Yoga's classes.
Then what about Jnana?
Jnana Yoga, right? So Jnana Yoga is at the end again. I'm just reading about him, about his gunas, about his expression, how Ishvara is expressing himself in all the forms, and how he is only there. So I can see it like that, through Bhakti Yoga's eyes. He is only there, right?
So is there still I and he in Jnana Yoga?
If it appears, if the thought I comes, then I say that it is for him. But if it doesn't, then like I merge. Yeah, that I would put it that way. So if that I thought comes, then it is for him. If it does not come, it has happened. The merger happened at that time.
Thank you for that. So it was a very fluent talk, like you said, simple, and it expressed what you felt, that is important, because it gives it a lot of authenticity. And the way you started off also was nice, the introduction, when you said you were listening to somebody talking about Bhakti and tears were flowing from his eyes, but you were listening to it from an analytical viewpoint. You could not vibe to his emotion, but you could vibe to what he was saying, the truth of what he was saying.
Yeah.
And the examples you brought in from all the different Mahatmas, people who have walked on the path, that was all good. The only thing I think that could have been brought in was where Bhakti Yoga stands for Chitta Shuddhi, that it is very important for Chitta Shuddhi, but it is rarely the end point of atmajnana path. It prepares the seeker, makes his intellect subtle, it brings vasanakshaya to a great extent. It brings out sattva guna, makes the intellect very subtle and inward focused, attentive. But it is rarely the end point. You need to come to Jnana Yoga. Most people need to come to Jnana Yoga.
But that examples are our Puranas examples. I stopped there.
Sorry. The light turned red.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You got a red signal from Yashmita. Yeah, no problem. But your energy and that zest and the way in which you share, so authentic and so spontaneous and just bubbling, that does its own thing.
Okay.
Very, very valuable.
Yeah, sure.
Extremely good in communicating when you do that. And this time you were focused also. Sometimes you would lose focus earlier and go here and there. But this time I noticed that your focus was very good. You didn't deviate from the subject. And whatever you talked was built around the theme of the subject. So that's excellent progress. And that focus along with your bubbly energy, it has a lot of impact. So amazing. Thank you so much, Saravana.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Vanaji.
So technically,
Mhm.
that brings us to the end of the show because we don't have the other speakers. They have excused themselves, Kanti ji, Anu and Gayatri. But I thought since there is still some time, shall I give it a shot? I thought, can I talk on Jnana Yoga and, kind of round of the session is my thought.
Yeah, do it.
Ah. Okay. So, shall I start, Yashmita?
Yeah, sure, Purnima.
Hari Om. So I would like to share a few thoughts about Jnana Yoga. I want some material also with me. Okay. So in our culture, it is said that in Sanatana Dharma, it is said that there are 7 upper lokas and 7 lower lokas. And in all these lokas, they are all inhabited by all sorts of beings. And all of them are seeking only one thing. All of them, all the lokas, and that is happiness. Whether it's the most cruel demon in Patala, or the most miserable beggar on the slums of Bangalore, or the most sublime saint in Satyaloka, all of us are seeking happiness. Only one thing. So what does this suggest? This suggests that all beings, we experience a lack. We experience some inadequacy, which is not natural to us. This inadequacy, loss, this frustration, it is not natural to us. In fact, most of us feel, because we feel inadequate, we feel like sinners, we experience feelings of guilt, of fear, and all these negative emotions come along with this feeling of inadequacy. And all because we are seeking happiness and we are not getting it. What is the lacuna here? Probably we are seeking it in the different direction, in the wrong direction, but we don't know it. And all we can do is pray to God and ask, oh God, where are you? Why have you abandoned me? What is happening? Blah, blah, blah. All that, this kind of seeking happens. And God or Ishvara or Bhagavan himself, he heard the cries of helplessness of all beings in all the lokas, and he decided to send divine sages. They are called Devarshis, who are enlightened beings and who know the solution to our problems. So he manifested in the form of these sages, who has given us the Upanishads. So what are the Upanishads? The Upanishads are nothing but the guiding lights. They give us the ultimate solution to the eternal conflict of mankind, of eternal conflict of existence. Existential questions that bother us. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Where is God? Is he there? Why is God cruel if he is there? So many questions we have, existential questions, and all the answers are given in these Upanishads. So one such sage, from ancient Vedic times, he had a eureka moment, and then he declared, I will read out a few sentences from a very beautiful Upanishad, which has, which I love these lines. He declared, Shrunvantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha. You children of immortal bliss, just listen. The moment he used the words Amritasya Putraha, he is declaring that you are not miserable sinners. You are children of immortal bliss. So own up to your true identity. Okay. Then he says, Arye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. And not just, here people on earth, wherever the beings are there in any beautiful realm across all the lokas, wherever you are, all you angels, you also listen. You listen to this declaration that you are children of immortal bliss. And then he says, Vedamayetam Purusham Mahantam. I have known that great Purusha, the great being. Vedami. I have known that great being. See, in Vedanta, the word Purusha is has got many connotations depending on the context. In this context, the word Purusha indicates Brahman. I have known Brahman, that supreme truth, that supreme being. Vedamayetam, Vedamiyetam, Purushan Mahantam, Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. And how is this Brahman? He is Aditya Varnam, the color of the effulgent sun itself, the brilliant sun. And he is Purusham Mahantam and Tamasah Parastat. That effulgence of that brilliance of that sun takes one beyond tamas, beyond darkness, beyond ignorance. So declares the sage. Then he says, and what happens when I see that sun, when I see that brilliant, effulgent Brahman, when I know that Brahman, what happens? The effect is Tvameva viditva amrutva atimrutyumeti. Having known that brilliant, immortal, effulgent, brilliant Brahman, it takes me beyond mortality. Atimrutyumeti. I can go beyond my limitations. I can go beyond my identifications with that limited, small being, miserable being that I am. It takes me beyond that. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. And for your information, says the sage, there is no other go. This is the only na anya pantha. There is no other path for liberation, for mukti. You have to tread this path. What is this path? This is nothing but the Jnana Marga that our Sadguru is guiding us on. And how does the Sadguru guide us on the path? It's a joyous, beautiful, wonderful path. And because we are walking with all the Atma Bandhus, in that path, and we are not alone. A word of caution, like the previous speakers have spoken about karma and bhakti. They are very, very important companions on our journey of Jnana Marga. On the left, we hold the hand of bhakti, because without surrender, without shraddha, without that, that divine, that divinity, that love for divinity, Jnana will become very dry. That bhakti gives the rasa. And on the right hand, let us catch hold of karma yoga, because without selfless service, Jnana can become we can become very selfish. It can become, it will not be complete. Like the others have mentioned, both karma and bhakti help in chitta shuddhi, and it will help us, help us to percolate the Jnana inside us and go to the layers, under which all the delusion has crept inside our very system, inside the wrong identification with BMI. So that has to be removed. The chitta has to be clear, has to be pure. So with karma and bhakti as the props, we can walk on the path of Jnana happily, joyously. It's a wonderful journey. And with the mantra that the Guru has given us, Nanu nanembudu nanalla, ideha manabuddhi nanalla, sachidanandatma shiva nanu nane shivoham. This is the only thing that we need to understand and assimilate and live through continuous Shravana, Manana and Nidithyasana. This is the path of Jnana Marga, given to us by the Upanishads and brought to us by our Sadguru. So, koti pranams to the Sadguru for all the beautiful, Jnana and the Sangha that he has given us. Hari Om. Thank you. Okay. So, self-evaluation. I don't know. I wanted to.
Time was taken yesterday.
Time helappa.
7 minutes, 20 seconds, ma'am.
7 minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Purnima, you have done it.
Yes, I have greatly improved.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Amazing. Every time your talk is amazing, but you are not able to break that
Time barrier.
time barrier. This time it's done.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
No
So-
other assessment required. Amazing.
My own assessment is that this was a very hurried preparation, because at the end of the evening, I realized, Arey Bapri, we are just 3 people. And let us not waste a session only with 3 people. So I said, okay, let me also. So it was a hurried preparation. Number 1. Number 2, I wanted to give a different approach using the words of the Upanishad. This is from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. I forgot to mention that in my excitement. So this is a beautiful, these beautiful lines are given by Vivekananda. He uses it very often. So, okay, time management, tick given by Vaniji. Relevant quote is I quoted the whole Upanishad itself. Day-to-day Vedantic examples. I just started with how all of us are seeking bliss and stuff. Simplicity, clarity, fluency, focus, crispness, effective talk structure, originality. I would like to say, yes, I managed to manage all that. But however, I shall leave it to the expert to give the comments. And any questions? Shravanji is here. I don't mind answering. If he doesn't mind answering, asking questions, I don't mind answering if I know the answers.
Purnimaji, who was the sage you spoke about?
I don't know. Some see all these
Okay.
Shrutis, they don't have an author, right?
Okay.
I just rhetorically, I just mentioned that.
It was great talk.
Thank you. Shravanji?
Always.
Purnimaji, one question. What is Jnana and what is Vijnana?
Jnana is the knowledge and Vijnana is the technique of applying that knowledge in life. So I know, I might know, I can write reams on I'm not the BMI, I'm not this and that, but how do I manifest it in my life? So that's the technology, that's the Vijnana part of applying the Jnana in life.
Very good. What is its role in Jnana Yoga?
What is its role in Jnana Yoga?
Mhm.
Role in Jnana Yoga is, see, unless the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So unless I use the knowledge and to become a Jivan Mukta, how does the Jnana, just Jnana doesn't help. So it has to be followed up with walking the talk. That is what a Sthita Prajna does. He or she walks the talk, thereby declaring to the world that, yes, this works. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Vani.
Ravananji had a question or?
No, I said like there is always something to learn from Purnimaji's.
So sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Just a minute.
So
Vaniji,
Jnana Yoga, you gave the Jnana.
Vaniji, that question you had asked Shravananji about that relationship between Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. She's on that part. Can we say Bhakti Yoga can be a part of Karma Yoga?
Vaniji is on the phone.
Purnimaji, you can.
Yeah, what was the question? Is
what is the relation between
Jnana, Karma and Bhakti?
Bhakti, yeah. My understanding is,
In this,
can we take Bhakti Yoga as a part of Karma Yoga?
that I think Saramananji answered that very adequately. Bhakti and Karma can be, they're complementary to each other. So yeah, definitely. If Bhakti and Karma are complementary, Bhakti and Karma are supplementary for Jnana Yoga. You can say that is the relationship.
They lead to Jnana Yoga. They can Chitta Shuddhi and then Jnana Yoga.
Everything, see, in this very
Jnana Yoga is going on, Karma and Bhakti are also going on.
also going. Yeah. And in this one reference talk of Prabhuji's, he clearly says it has to be a synthesis
of both.
They cannot be independent. We have to use the head, heart, and hands, and vigor and energy work also has to be in that. Kriya is also important. All of them have to be used. They are not they are interdependent. They cannot be independent paths at all.
They have to be aligned to each other. The only thing we can say is one is Pradhana. Karma Yoga will be Pradhana, or Bhakti Yoga will be Pradhana, or Jnana Yoga will be Pradhana.
Yes, depending on our nature.
And stage at which we are.
Yeah, the stage.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So that Hanuman's the example is very, very appropriate here. No, he said, if I have a deha bhava, then I'm a karma yogi. Then if I have this dasya bhava, I'm a dasa when I'm in deha bhava, and so all those things are there. Yeah.
Deep in meditation, he merges with Rama.
Yes.
There is no separation.
No separation.
Another example could be of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Kali Mata, and then she coming as his Guru Totapuri.
Correct. Yes, that bhakti, that ananya bhakti will lead to jnana. That is what, that's the example of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It has to culminate in jnana, ultimately, for Jivan Mukti. Yes.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to disclaim all expertise. Okay, so Prabhuji has given me this role and I'm really blessed, but I'm all the time learning from all of you. Purnimaji said, I want to hear from the experts, so I'm just putting giving you the context. So I find it very inspiring, the way all of you speak and how you communicate in so many different ways, your originality, creativity. So I'm continuously being enriched by being part of these JJ sessions.
Sahanau bhunaktu. That's what the shloka said.
Absolutely.
Both of us be enriched and nourished.
So Purnimaji's talk was also excellent today. Her talks are always excellent, I find. The only thing was breaking the time barrier. So from timelessness today, for our benefit, she has come down to time zone. So that was the only thing that was required, I think, according to JJ standards. And that has been accomplished. So I would say amazing. Otherwise, everything else that is supposed to be there is there. Over there. The entire recipe is complete.
All right. Nice. It was a good session as usual. Very nice.
Yes. Very good session.
Chanagittu.
And everybody has spoken well.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, by the way, can we have the next session on 2nd March, which is a Thursday? Anything happening for you all on 2nd March?
Should be okay, I think.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So we will put that on the schedule. Okay, then we can end with the prayer. Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti 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 Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyakjyotihi Paratpara Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atmajyotihi Shivosmyaham. Nanu Nanimbudu nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi nanalla Satchidanandatma Shivananu nane Shivoham 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 Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.